Good day, everyone. Welcome to our research class. And for today's discussion, we are going to navigate the different strategies on how to create a good research title. And I have here, I've enlisted 10 key tips in creating a good research title because I know this is one of the struggles of student researchers nowadays because your title defense is fast approaching. So it is very necessary for you to really know how to create a good research title because before you're going to have a good research, especially on completing a research manuscript, it should be started with a good research title, and everything goes with a very good research title, and at the end that would be also having a good research study because of your research title. Okay, so I know that you have browsed or you have navigated in the internet on how to create a good research title, but this time I've summed up this in just 10 tips for you to have a good research title. And um, here are some tips on how to create a research title which is striking at the same time. It has a social relevance and it will spark interest on your public reader, especially on um, making a title that is timely nowadays, and it is informative also, and it is very necessary for you to have a research title which will give your public audience an information on something. It has a social relevance as well, and at the same time it could also spark their interest. The first key tip is the title should be simple and concise, and always remember that in creating research title, it should be done in a simpler way, and it should be also concise because um, too much or too lengthy research title will lead to your public audience um, to be not interested on your research. At the same time, it would create only ambiguity because of the unclear ideas that you incorporated in your research title. Because the first thing that the reader will read in your manuscript or in your research is your title, of course. So avoid words with little or no meaning. So try to use words which are um, related, at the same time relevant to your research, and try to use the internet or Google your research term that you use in your research title if there are existing studies or literature that would back up with the terms that you use in your title. So good research titles are brief with no more than 15 words. So this is one of the protocol or um, one of the strategy on how to create a simple and concise research title. Try to use only a maximum of 15 words if possible, and try also to use terms which are searchable at the same time. It could convey um, researches also that is incorporated in your title if there are existing research about that. And number two, keep it concise and informative, as what I said, that making your research title concise, it will lead you to a clear direction in your research. Try to use terms that are really also searchable at the same time related to your topic, and try also to use terms or research title that is informative. It will give information to your public audience and relevance also as well in the society. So lengthy titles will hardly read completely. So if it's too long, that will create um, ambiguity or unclear understanding. At the same time, it would also to um, making your audience unfocused or take away the reader's attention. That is very true. And some readers may avoid opening the full paper because of that. So try to make it direct to the point if what is your research objectives or the purpose of your study, and try to make it also um, short and concise. So for you to have a clear direction in your research. And number three, choose a declarative title for your research article. So when we say declarative title, it should be in a statement form, not in an interrogative form of um, title. It should be declarative. You are declaring something. For example, um, effects of customer management relationship to marketing performance. So that is very clear that you have one independent variable and one dependent variable. So it's just very concise and simple, but it will really show that you want to know the effect of customer relationship management to marketing performance. So that is one of the examples of the titles for the accounting, business, and management. And in choosing a declarative title for a research article, it delivers the largest amount of information. Upon reading your title, it can give your public audience amount of information and emphasizes the technical side of the research, because in selecting your research topics that are incorporated in your research title, so your research title says it all, right? So if you're going to have a clear, concise, and informative research title, you could convey attention and focus on your public audience. At the same time, it will lead you to a very clear direction of your research. And number four is incorporate important keywords. So keywords in research title is very important, because as one of your public readers, if I'll be reading your research title, I can really sum up or get the gist of your research, if what is your research topic all about, um, what your research objectives are. So the title should give a precise summary of the paper's content upon reading the title itself, and distinguish the paper from others in a similar topic. So it's very necessary that you are going to incorporate important keywords, especially in making a title in your research, be it in qualitative or quantitative research. And there are key terms or keywords that are used in research title that I, as a reader, could automatically judge or see if your research is for quantitative or qualitative. For example, you want to do it in qualitative research, we have the keywords lived experiences, for example, the challenges, coping mechanisms. Okay, those are some of the examples of the keywords used in qualitative research, just like the word exploring, navigating, because you're not into numerical data, but you are into response and the themes that we're going to get out from the responses of your participants. Okay, those are just examples on the keywords that you're going to use in your title if you want to do it in quali. But if you want to do it in quantitative research, you can have the word um, assessing, or the word effects, or the impact, or the influence, and you're going to add only the variables of your study. It can be two variables, your independent variable, and one dependent variable, or you can have two IVs, one IV. So it's up to you, as long as the keywords that you're going to use are related to your research objectives or directed to your research purpose. Okay, number five is choose a descriptive phrase, not a sentence. Okay, it's not, though you're using declarative research title, so it's not really a sentence, a full sentence. It should be in a descriptive phrase. Okay, in the majority of cases, writing a complete sentence simply adds unnecessary words. So just omit those unnecessary words that are not really related to your research. Try also to really see to it that the research terms or the keywords you used or incorporate in your research titles are really those important ones only. So try to search on the internet if there are existing um, researches on the preferred keywords that you used in your research title. And the next one is, it is very important that you do not use acronyms or specific abbreviations and jargon in the title. So it is one of the technicalities in writing research title that it's really a no-no to use acronyms. For example, the word BS Ed. So you're going to really spell that out into Bachelor of Secondary Education. That's it. For example, the ABM students. So the word ABM should be spelled out, just like Accounting, Business, and Management in your title. And inside your manuscript, you can use acronyms, by the way, because it is already been spelled out in your title. And readers who are not familiar with the meaning of such words may just skip your research study, because as what I said, the first thing that the public reader will be reading in your manuscript is your research title, because that is the very um, front page of your manuscript. So try to avoid using acronyms in your research title. And for example, abbreviations, try not also to use abbreviations. For example, in the criminology department, the word kernel, and they're going to use only the abbreviation of kernel with a COL, no? Okay, so that is a no-no. And that would only give your reader an unclear direction of your research if you're going to use acronyms, abbreviations, or jargon in the title. And the next is the use of active verbs is preferable. So avoid complex phrases and unnecessary details. So for example, in the qualitative research, you can have, for example, um, exploring the lived experiences of um, students in um, in a far-flung areas. For example, students who travel a very long distance from home to school. So, upon reading your title, we could automatically say that your research is all about the students who are traveling a very long distance from home to school. So try to make it specific, concise, and use active verbs. Number 8, a good research paper title should contain keywords used in the manuscript, and um, try to be specific and try to align it. If you use this in your title, use that in your entire manuscript, and should determine the nature of the study. Try to align it. Try to be consistent about it. Try to figure out what terms people would use to search for your paper. So this is very important. One strategy that you're going to do to ensure that there is consistency of the term you use in your title and your entire manuscript. If it is also catchy and interesting, try to Google the term and try to see if there are existing researches that also use your research keyword in your title. And the next one is, make sure you can deliver on your title. So for you to be able to deliver your title well, you really need to invest on reading. Try to read references or existing literatures or studies with regards to the research title that you created, the keywords that you incorporate in your research. Try to read a lot, try to navigate the internet because there are lots of researches that you can read online, and for you to really be armored, especially on the defense, and you can really expound your research um, deeper. So try to read different researches on the internet. Reading is a key, as what I am always emphasizing. Okay, and the next one is research title should spark curiosity. So you will not only um, end up with creating a good research title by just making it concise, informative, relevant, or um, interesting, but always make it sure that it will spark curiosity, and the title should ignite readers' attention and eagerness to read your preferred study. So try to think of a title that is um, that would catch the attention of the public reader and will also increase interest and eagerness for the public readers to read your preferred study. And that's very important because one of the things that you need to consider in making a good research title is it should be interesting in the first place, and the social relevance really really um, really given a chance to be um, pondered in your research as well. So it should be timely and relevant, is what I am saying. So timely, so try to search on the internet what are the um, issues nowadays that is confronted or that are confronted by our society, especially in the social studies. We have lots of social issues nowadays. Try also to read a lot, to invest in reading so much. So that would make your research title relevant. And that's it. I know you can do it, especially in creating your research title. So I will be checking that one by one and try to make at least three research titles and try to have or attach a rationale of your research or background, the problem that existed in your research in the global setting, in the national setting, or in the local setting, as to know the urgency of your study and to establish well the research gap. And try also to, if you want to have a quantitative research, try also to search an adapted questionnaire. So when we say adapted questionnaire, that is a questionnaire that is found online. And if you want to do it in qualitative research, try to create at least 3 or 4 research questions out from research title that you've created. And in that way, we could really create a very good research title and you can defend that during your title. And thank you so much for listening to our discussion. And I'll be posting this in our Silid LMS for you to watch this. And I know you can do it. God bless everyone.